attend this webinar to help facilitate your own professional growth. So I must appreciate you for coming very once again. Before I come up with the welcome address, please confirm you can hear and also see me clearly. Can somebody confirm with a voice or an emoji or something that you can hear me clearly and you can see me? Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Raiwa. I can see your emoji. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Malam Alamin. Malam Nazifa, sorry, Malam Mohammed. I heard your voice. Thank you so much, everyone. I see your emojis. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you. So, like I said, I will welcome you guys once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, professional colleagues, on behalf of myself and my colleagues that will be joining us on this call. It's a pleasure actually to welcome everyone of you today to this webinar. And we titled the webinar Dissecting the ICANN Advanced Audit and Assurance May 2026 exams. So to our professional candidates, colleagues at the AAAF level, the Advanced Audit and Assurance paper, and for the skills level also, the audit and assurance candidates, fellow chartered accountants, prospective ICANN students, and everyone joining us from different parts of Nigeria and beyond. Thank you for making our time once again today to be here with us. Today's session is designed actually to go beyond simple or simply discussing the exam question. Our objective actually is to understand what the examiner was testing, the expectations behind each requirement, common mistakes candidates made, and the practical techniques that will help you perform better in future exams. So whether you've passed the paper or you narrowly missed it or you're writing it for the first time in November 2026, I believe this session will provide valuable insights that would significantly improve your preparation and exam technique. We are actually also privileged to have an accomplished professional and an experienced tutor, the person of Madam Esther Akintujoe, ACN, who has graciously accepted our invitation. Not just invitation, she, in the largeness of her heart, has been on our platform for a while and has been following the trend of events, the conversations on the platform, was moved by one of our candidates' performance, and she was moved by the performance that did not meet her expectation. And that moved her to say, oh, come on, we can help this person. And that shows the largeness of her heart, her expertise, and her benevolence to help students, candidates of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, candidates that are writing the exams. So she actually had the idea to come up with this webinar, not necessarily me, which I'm really grateful and I appreciate her greatly for that. So she graciously accepted to do this, and her expertise actually and her perspective on the May 2026 exam, it's wonderful. We are honored to have her with us today and looking forward to learning from her wealth of knowledge and experience. And I encourage every one of you to participate actively, take notes. When it's time for questions, you ask questions during the interactive sessions, and also make the most of this learning opportunity. So once again, thank you for joining us, and I wish us a productive and insightful and also an impactful session. So once again, you are most welcome. So having welcomed you to the webinar. Secondly, I'll be providing some ground rules as part of our agenda. We have ground rules, and before we begin, I would like to briefly highlight a few ground rules to ensure we have a productive and enjoyable session. So the first thing is, please mute your mic, your microphones. Everyone has done that currently, and I appreciate that, and I respect you for that. Kindly mute your mic. If you're coming in for the first time, please mute your mic throughout the presentation to minimize background noise. So you can mute when invited, or you can unmute when invited to speak or ask a question. Secondly, keep your camera off if possible. Keep it off while it may not be compulsory, but we like it off so we won't be distracted. Seeing participants make the session or putting off our cameras will make us concentrate on the speaker and also glean and learn from her wealth of experience. Number three is feel free to ask questions when the time comes. And if you maybe introverted. You are introvert like me. I used to be an introvert before, not now anyway. I've broken out of that shell, that cocoon. So if you're an introvert, you don't want to speak, you don't want to ask questions, you can put it in the chat box. As the section progresses, we'll pick it and provide it to our guest to answer that. So we'll address as many questions as time permits during the Q&A session. So feel free to ask your questions, very, very free. Like I say during my classes, there are no stupid questions and there are no intelligent questions. All you need is clarity. So please ask without any fear of reprimand. Ask very freely. And number 4 ground rule is please remain respectful and professional in all our interactions. You see, respect is reciprocal. So let's remain respectful of our professional colleagues. We're all colleagues on this webinar. So I implore and enjoin us to please be respectful. Let's create a learning environment where everyone feels comfortable contributing. This is very important. And ground rule number 5, please avoid side conversations and unrelated discussions in the chat. So let's keep our conversations focused on today's topic, very importantly. And number 6 is I will enjoin you and implore you to please take notes. You see, today's objective is not just to review the May 2026 examination, but to understand the examination, understand the examiner's expectations, and also improve our approach, our technique to future examinations. Second to the last is number 7, stay until the end of the sessions. I implore you. Some of the most valuable insights, the practical tips and recommendations will be shared during the concluding remarks and the question and answer session. So please stay until the end of the session. And finally, number 8, participate actively. You see, learning is most effective when it's interactive. Learning is most effective when it's interactive. Your questions, your observations, your contributions are highly welcome. So once again, thank you for joining us, and let's make this a worthwhile learning experience. So now let's get started. Now, an overview of the webinar. You see, before we begin the technical discussion, let me briefly give an overview of what today's webinar is all about. So it's titled Dissecting the AAAF or the AAAF May 2026 examination. Now, the objective of this session is not merely to provide answers to the examination questions. Rather, our aim is to understand the examiner's mindset, why the questions were set the way they were, the competencies expected of candidates, the common pitfalls, and the examination technique required to score high marks. As you all know, the AAAF paper is one of the professional papers of the ICANN examination, and it's designed to test every candidate's ability to apply advanced auditing, advanced assurance, and forensic accounting, corporate governance, ethics, professional judgment, strategic thinking to practical business scenarios. So unlike lower papers that focus heavily on knowledge recall, like the AAF paper has more of knowledge recall. You see, the AAAF paper accesses your ability to, number 1, analyze complex business situations, apply relevant auditing and assurance standard, and exercise sound judgment, demonstrating ethical reasoning, recommending practical and commercially viable solutions. So in today's webinar, we'll carefully examine the May 2026 AAF exam, question by question. For each question, we'll discuss what the examiner was actually testing, the relevant principles, standards, and concepts involved, and the best approach to answering the questions, common mistakes candidates made, and practical exam or examination techniques that will help you maximize marks. So whether you wrote the May 2026 exams or you're preparing for November diet, this session is designed to help you understand the demands of the paper and actually improve your performance. So most importantly, our goal is at the end of today's session, every participant will leave with greater confidence, a clearer understanding of the examiner's expectation, and actually a practical roadmap for succeeding in the AAAF paper. So without further ado, let's dive quickly into it. So I'll introduce our guest speaker. I don't want to speak for too long. I'm beginning to talk too much. Pardon me. I will introduce our guest speaker. It's my great pleasure actually to introduce her today, Madam Esther Akintujoye. This is the second time she's coming on the call or on a webinar. This is the second webinar I've introduced her. I first connected with Esther on LinkedIn in 2025, shortly after she achieved an outstanding 97% in the ICANN Advanced Audit and Assurance paper, I think precisely November 2023. You see, that remarkable feat immediately caught my attention, and from that moment, we became professional friends. So Esther is a chartered accountant with Deloitte currently, where she works with the business process solutions team, helping on the organization strengthen their tax, their finance, and compliance processes through data analytics, financial insights, and process improvement. And beyond her corporate role, she's passionate about mentoring young professionals and ICANN students. And in her own right, she's a tutor also. She tutors the AAAF and also the AAF paper. And also at ACCA level, she privately teaches candidates, simplifying complex accounting concepts and taxation concepts and making technical knowledge practical and easy to decipher and understand. So it's truly a privilege to have her join us today to dissect the May 2026 ICANN AAF examination and share her insight with us. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Madam Esther Akintojoye, ACA. You're welcome, ma. Please, the floor is yours. Please go ahead and have a good time. Thank you very much.
Everyone, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Josiah, for that very warm welcome. I say it all the time that you tend to, sometimes when you're talking about me, I'm like, who are they talking about exactly? So good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Can I get reactions, please? So I'm sure that I'm not speaking to myself. How are we all doing? Just give me a thumbs up.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Good
Yes, we can hear
afternoon.
you. We can hear you. Welcome. You're welcome, Madam Esther.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, so I'll just dive right into why we're here and just share a little bit of insight on how to pass the ICANN AAAF paper. So everything I'll be doing today is basically talking about my experience, speaking through my experience, speaking through what I've seen while I prepared for the paper in November 2023, what I've heard students say, how I've been able to speak to students. So everything I'm saying, they are my personal experience, right? So once again, welcome everyone. So please confirm that you can see my slides. Please confirm.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. So Mr. Josiah mentioned something that I know that I tell students a lot. So unlike other papers that you have your technical knowledge is like really, really tested, for advanced audits and assurance and forensics, you have to I feel that discussing it is way more better than just trying to, learn, cram, and then come and pour it in, right? And we're going to be discussing all about that as we move on. So, Mr. Josiah said a little about me, a lot about me already. My name is Akintojoye Esther. I'm a chartered accountant, and I'm also a tutor in ICANN and also in ACCA. So I do basically audit because I love the course. So I'd loved the course even as an undergraduate, and meeting it in ICANN in professional stage. By God's grace, I was able to score 97 over 100. What exactly did I do correctly? I would naturally say I don't know a lot of things I did correctly, but the little that I think I did correctly is what we'll be discussing about here. So, like he said, I saw somebody's message on his group chat complaining about the paper, and I just felt, moved. This it's not the first time I've heard people, come and say, "Oh, I got a low score on this paper. How did you score 97?" It's not the first time I've got that, but that particular day, I guess I was feeling very generous, and I said, "Okay, you know what? Let's let's do something bigger. Like you said, we've done this before, but it was in a closed group. So this time we decided to extend it to everyone, and I'm really, really glad that everyone is here. So I made 97 over 100 while working 9 to 5 as a banker with no study leave. So there's no excuse whatsoever, right? You just have to do it the right way. Do it the right way, and then you'll be fine. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing. We'll talk about what the examiners have said. So I've been able to go back to November 2019 up until May 2026 to check the examiners report and see exactly what they have called out as the problem. So anybody that's writing ICANN right now, my advice to you would be study past questions a lot, but don't just study past questions, right? Please read through the examiner's comments. Try to see what exactly the examiner said people did not do correctly and then apply that, right? So I did that a lot while I prepared for all my papers while I was writing ICANN. So we're just going to be using May 2026 diet as a case study because of course it's like the recent diet. So we're going to be using that as a case study. We have 7 questions and then we're just going to be picking 4 out of it. But because of time, I honestly doubt we'll be able to do 4. But I'm sure that with the number we'll be able to do, I'm sure everybody would have gotten the gist already, gotten the logic, right? We're also going to discuss how to structure an answer in the exam hall that will give you the score. So I've found out, right, that people don't know how to answer this particular paper. This particular paper, a lot of people don't know how to structure their answer in a way that generates marks for them, right? Because I think a diet before now, somebody came into my DM, to say, oh, how would they score something low? She prepared, she did this, she did that. And I said, okay, fine, let's go through the diet again. If you can remember some of the things you wrote. And then we both found out that she probably did a lot of things wrong, right? So we're going to be talking about that. And like I said in the beginning, it's not just limited to audit, right? It's you can use whatever you learn here across all papers in ICANN, across all papers in ACCA, right? It's just for you to know exactly what they want you to do. And of course, we're going to be taking a lot of your questions. I know you have a lot of questions on your mind that you want to ask, right? Yes. So, like I said, I did an analysis of all the questions that have been tested through from November 2019 up until May 2026. And these are the topics that have come up frequently: IT, e-commerce, and COVID. This particular COVID came in my diet, and honestly, I'm not sure that I really, really understood what it was like I do right now, maybe because I'm now teaching. But we've seen over time that questions on IT and technology comes out a lot. Then the next highest is ethics and independence. So whenever I tell my students to always include ethics in their answers, they're like, oh, what if it doesn't relate? It has to relate. You have to streamline it to relate because what they are trying to make you do is ensure that you are somebody that has that you're somebody who is ethically sound, right? You can behave the right way. If I should ask on this call now, what are the ethics of an auditor? Some people might not really know it, right? But these things are very, 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 very important, right? Even in answering your questions. In question, I think in question 1, May 2026, there was an ethics question there. That's a very easy place to grab your 6 marks, grab your 5 marks, and go, right? Well, I'm also going to be telling you how you can just pick your marks in the exam hall. Pick your marks. Be very, very intentional about picking your marks, right? And then we'll also see that quality control came out 5 times, right? So ISQM is one standard that we ignore a lot, but they test it a lot because quality management is talking about the internal control of the audit firm itself, right? We know about internal control for the client firm. Oh, they should set up their internal control. We should test the controls and be sure. But quality control, that's ISQM, it talks about the internal checks for the audit firm itself. So they usually test it, but a lot of people don't know. We are only concerned about, oh, what is the audit standard? And some people don't even know the audit standards. So we're going to be discussing all about that. We also have audit evidence and procedures. That's like one very heavy topic in ICANN, I think chapter 8. Then we have forensics and investigation. So yes, before it even became AAAF, they've been testing forensics and investigation, right? And then there's PFI, prospective financial information. This particular one also, right? We have audit reports, audit opinion, key audit matters, that's the KAM. We have corporate governance, we have KAMA, business and audit risk, group and joint audit. So these are like the topics that have come up a lot, right, in the exam. Now let's see what the examiners have said, right? So what I have noticed is that their comment always comes as they did not know the specific standard. Students did not know the specific standard. Student did not know the specific standard. They could not explain or evaluate the requirement. Now, in chapter 1 of your advanced audit and assurance and forensics pack, there's a part that students usually leave out to just jump into what is the meaning of assurance, what is the meaning of audit, blah, blah, blah. They made mention that this particular course is a fallback of what you have done in skills. There's auditing skills. So you have probably done auditing skills. And for those that have not done auditing skills, it's fine. I also didn't do auditing skills, right? But what they assume is that you're working on knowledge that you've already sustained and gotten previously. And then they made mention of it that what they want you to do is apply those knowledge. And that's why you will not see something like define audit. What is audit? What is this? You won't see that. They want you to apply your knowledge of whatever procedures, whatever understanding that you have in this course. So another thing I say is when you are going into the exam hall, when you sit on that desk and they give you your paper, tell yourself, I am an independent external auditor. So sometimes you see some people writing in favor of the client rather than writing in favor of the auditor. So when you are in the exam hall, you are the auditor. You are the auditor, not the client, right? So please answer your question from the standpoint of the auditor. So in ACCA, they were generous. They actually made mention of it, that you're supposed to answer your question from the position of the auditor, not the position of the client. So please, I'm begging, when you're in the exam hall, you are the independent auditor, right? You're not the client. Then another thing we also noticed is that students fail to apply knowledge to the scenario. So I tell people a lot that, so you think I can't want to just waste paper and ink? They gave you a scenario, then asked you question under it, and then you decide to jump over the scenario and go straight into answering the question. No, now, no, it's wrong. So please, while answering your questions, bring in the scenario back, right? We're going to see that in May 2026. Bring in the scenario, bring it back in your answers, right? And then there's also the last one that says fail to differentiate similar concepts, right? And I wrote here that most marks are not lost to bad luck or a trick question. They are lost because a candidate couldn't write confidently about what a standard actually requires them to do. Knowing the standard doesn't mean reciting the numbers. This is not IAS. This is not IFRS. I know if I say, what is IFRS this, you are quick to say it. What is IAS this, you are quick to say it. But if we say, what is ISA this, I don't want you to be quick to tell me what the topic is. I want you to be able to tell me, what do this standard entail, right? So at the start of every of my class, there are 36 IASs. What I do for them is I send it to them, and there's always like a brief story underneath each of the ISAs. So just understand what each ISA is about and what you're required to do. You don't have to be cramming the meaning on your head. Just have a little understanding. ISA 200 is talking about everything that the auditor should do. That's the core standard of audit. ISA 200. Just know exactly what are the objectives of the auditor, what's auditor supposed to do, what's auditor supposed to do. If I ask now, whose responsibility is it to detect fraud and error? I'm very, very sure. And some people will say it's the auditor, right? It's not the auditor's responsibility to detect fraud and error. His responsibility is to report on it. He only gets concerned if it will make his financial statement materially misstated, right? Good. Um, so how do you actually score mark, right, in your exam? How would you actually do that? The first one is know what the standard requires. You don't need to recite the number, like I said earlier. Just have a clear understanding of what each standard is about, right? Have a clear understanding of what each standard is about. That's all that you need to do, honestly.
Sorry,
You don't need
sorry, ma. Pardon me. Hello, ma. Sorry to interject.
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, pardon me, please. Gabriel here. Your slides are not moving. I don't know if I'm the only one that is noticing
Okay.
it. Your slides are not moving. I don't know if I'm the only one that is
Yeah.
having that challenge.
It's me and you.
Sorry.
Oh,
It's moving.
thank you. I have not seen your slides.
Is
They are
it,
not moving.
is
Thank
it
you.
better?
Okay, yes, ma. Can you put it on slideshow, please, so that I can full the screen? Can you put it on slideshow, please, ma?
All right. Is it good?
Okay, the
Can you
screen
see it
is
now?
off now. No. The screen is off.
Okay. So get out of here. Sorry, please give me a minute.
Okay, thank you.
What is it? Stop sharing. What's wrong with it? Okay, please confirm that you can see my slides now.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Please let me know when you can see it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, I think it's coming up.
Yeah.
Yes, it's up now. Yes, ma, you can see
okay.
it. Please, can you
It's
put it on slideshow so that it can can be bolder?
All right. Is it better?
I think it has gone off.
not
I
yet.
can no longer see it.
Doesn't want to
Okay,
come
maybe
out.
you just leave it on the normal, maybe leave it on the normal. If it's not going on slideshow, you can leave it normally so that we don't take time. Thank you.
So let me get somebody to share on my behalf. Sure. All right, I'll just get somebody to share on my behalf.
Maybe I should be that person. I think I have the slides.
Is that now?
Yeah, but I think it goes off whenever it comes on slideshow. Can you
Slideshow. Yeah,
see
I
it?
think. Yeah, if you try to put it on slideshow, I think it goes off.
It goes off here.
Yes. So
Okay.
let me share from here. I think I can share it.
Okay, please.
Yes, I think I'll be able to share from here.
So sorry, guys.
No problem, ma'am. No problem. Okay, please confirm you can see it. I just shared it on full
Yeah,
slideshow.
I can
Yeah.
see.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can hear.
All
I can.
right.
You have to
Okay, thank you
come
so
to
much. Thank you so much.
okay, and you have to come to page 5 or page 6.
Is it here or I should move to another slide? The next slide.
No, page. You're coming to page 5. The next one.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
there.
thank you. All
You're
right,
welcome.
so very sorry for that break. Um, So, like I said, you just have to understand what the standard requires you to do. You don't have to really know what number this is, right? Just understand what each standard is, especially if you're asked, right, about a particular standard. And like I usually say, if you quote a standard while answering a question, number one, it gives the examiner an understanding that this person knows what exactly they are doing, right? And it speaks of you confidently. So I tell people that don't be a circumstance of bad event, right? Just make sure that you do your stuff very well, right? Get into the exam hall, write very well, because you will not be there to explain to the examiner that, oh, I'm sorry, I wanted to write this, but I mistakenly wrote this, or any of those, right? So you have to be very, very careful, right? Another thing, use your scenarios. Those scenarios that you are giving is not for, it's not for joke, it's not for, you're not, it's not to play, right? They said a story. After they said the story, then they asked you a question. I know that putting together the story is even more difficult than asking the question, right? So use your scenarios when you're answering your question. We're going to be for question two, I guess. They said something about bring out things that can indicate that the company will not be a going concern, right? Instead of just saying what the textbook says, they gave you a story of what exactly happened to Clement Nigeria. So while you are bringing out your point as to why they are not going to be a going concern entity, bring out those points. It tells the examiner that this person knew what they are doing. So you have to work on showing yourself as being confident in the exam hall. And that's why I ring it in everyone's ears. You are an external auditor, right from that standpoint, and be very confident. Then another one is match your structure to your requirements. So one very funny scenario happened last week. I gave my students an assignment and I said, um, pick any company of your choice, right? Pick any company of your choice, download their audited financial statements, snipe their audit report, just the auditor's report, snipe it, put it on the sheet, and then write the things you can see from the auditor's report. The answers I got, if I was the examiner, you're not scoring anything. Some people decided not to put the they didn't snipe the report into their answers. Some people just started writing, from your own head. You're writing from your head. Okay, fine and good. You had the company. Let's say, for example, you did Dangote, right? You had downloaded it on your system. You had written everything. You wrote beautifully in your eyes. But I said, snipe it into your work. So when I want to assess it or when I want to review it, I know that this is the company you have done. Now, somebody's like, oh, but I did it. Yes, you did it. But did you do the instruction? You did not carry out the requirement, right? So if your question says AI, please write it AI, then answer it. If it says AII, put AII, like structure it in a way that even if a toddler picks that paper, they would be able to know that this exactly is what the person had done. And another thing, some people's handwriting, my God. I think next week in my class, we're buying 2D. I know some of them are here. We're buying 2D. We want to learn how to write. Adam is a man. We're going to write it. Remember those things. Some of us have to work on our writing and also work on how we organize our answers in the exam hall. Then lastly, write in professional language. Engineering have their terms, audit have their terms, accountants have their terms, doctors have their terms. So why are you writing in the exam hall as if you did not read the pack at all? So you don't bring in the words that the auditors use, words like reasonable assurance. If you want to write reasonable assurance, you can say, we want to give confidence to the report. What's that? No, you are an auditor. So you should write in audit language. So there's anytime we discuss evidence, and they say, oh, want to try to look for evidence. No, we're not trying to look for evidence. We're trying to look for a sufficient and appropriate evidence. So don't just write evidence in your work, right? And think that, oh, you are done it. Use their language back to them. Number one, it shows that you're confident. It shows you know what you're doing, right? The person is able to say, oh, this person actually know what they're doing, right? So please use the professional languages as you're reading. Use it. Let me tell you one hack code that I use for my guys. So for every chapter you read, bring out the keywords that you can see. Bring it, write it somewhere at the side of your notes. Every standard that was quoted in every chapter that you read, bring it out, write it, right? You can also download maybe the standards, download all the 36 standards and then the ISQMs, right? Download them and then try and write something briefly underneath all of them so you have a fair idea of what they all look like, right? Good. Next slide, sir. Okay. All right. Good. Now, a lot of people don't read these parts in the exam. We don't read it. I'm very sure we don't read it. I can say instruction. Can somebody read the instruction for me, please? If you want to read, just raise up your hands. I'll call your name. The first person who raises up his or her hand. You want to help me read the instruction? You guys, come on. Thank you, Stella. Okay, I saw somebody's. Okay, Stella, please go ahead. Read just the instruction.
Okay. Okay, instruction. You are required to attempt 5 out of the 7 questions in this paper.
Thank you, Stella. You're required to attempt. Underline the word attempt. Now, some people, after seeing this as an instruction, will still go ahead and answer 2, answer 3. And if you ask them, why didn't you answer all 5? They'll tell you, I did not know it. No, right? Attempt 5 out of 7. Attempt 5 out of 7. Really, really attempt 5 out of 7. Let me tell you a very, very funny story. November 2023, I wrote 3 papers. CR, that was what it was called then. CR, audits, and case study, right? So on the day of case study, evening paper, I got into the exam hall. I will usually start from question 7, right? I pick whatever I want to answer. I pick my 4 best from section C and section B. I don't open my section 1. My section A, I don't even open it at all. Like, I don't want to know what is there because I have a photographic memory, right? So I checked, I did it, I wrote, wrote my best. I'd read for the paper, I wrote. Then when I had 1 hour more to the end of the exam, I opened up my section A to see what exactly it is. So if you check November 2023, you'll see that they attached the financial statements to it. So I asked myself, what exactly do you want me to do here? I had no idea, right? Honestly, in all sincerity, I had no idea what they wanted me to do in that exam. But I remember the words of my tutor, right? I can say attempt 5 out of 7. So I told myself that I would attempt it. So I went ahead, I continued, I read the question, I read the scenario. I saw some things that I knew, like some words that were familiar. I kept writing, right, till I had pens up, because of course I already done 4 very well, and then I moved on. I just know that since it has been my culture, that 1 hour is strictly for my question 1, right? So I did all of that. I answered. I cried home that day because I thought I had failed it. Because of course, a 30 marks question, I didn't really know it. If I had maybe known some things, I would have gotten like maybe a bit of confidence, but I didn't know it. To me, I felt I didn't know it, right? Right now, the evidence is there. But at that point, I thought I didn't know it. But I wrote regardless. I couldn't even really read for case study the next day because I felt I had failed audit and I'll have to write it again. So all of that. And then when the result came out, I saw I had 97. Now think about it. If I had not attempted number 1 because I felt I did not know it, I would not be here speaking to you to say that, oh, I had 97 in the course. So it is attempt 5 out of 7 questions. So please, in all your papers, don't ever return any paper back to them without attempting. I've seen people who come out of the hall to say, I did not know it, and then I submitted a blank sheet. It pisses off the examiner, right? I'm speaking personally. So if it's me, it will piss me off, because you had like 4 months to prepare, and then you came into the exam hall, and now God now save you, it's even like maybe the person is a father, right? Understand the process, the rigor to be able to get money to do that. It's just pouring every anger on whoever that person is, and you're not going to be there to explain that, oh, I'm sorry, I probably don't know it, that's why. So please attempt 5 out of 7. That's what the instruction says. ICANN is big on instruction. Let's ensure that we follow the instruction. So let's move to the next slide. All right, so let's move to May 2026. Next slide. Yes. Please tell me how many more minutes. When we have like maybe 20 more minutes for me, please let me know so I can stop talking. Because if you leave me, I'll just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. All right, so
No problem.
we'll start from number 1, the
So far.
question. Let's move to the next slide. Say 30 marks question.
Why did Lord disturbing someone like this?
Next slide. Thank you. So the question says, David Copeland and Partners International is a group of professionals into accounting and advisory services across audit, tax, regulatory compliance, outsourcing, HR, and corporate governance, with footprints in major cities worldwide. The firm decided to include insolvency and business recovery service in its operation and have a practice office in Nigeria. A major condition for firms joining the global network is a robust quality control review that supports the International Standard on Quality Management, ISQM. Your firm, FFO and Co, Chartered Accountants, you see, they said your firm. In the scenario, they did not take, your requirement is not abstract of the scenario. They told you your firm. Sometimes they'll tell you, they'll mention it that you are part of it, right? So I don't see any reason why you should answer your question and not include whatever the scenario has said, right? So they said your firm, FFO and Co Chartered Accountants, is interested in joining this global network and expanding its audit portfolio with multinational clients. You are part of a team, Stella. You are part of a team, Temitope. You are part of a team, and then every one of us in this place were part of a team that have been saddled with developing a framework. Can you please mute your mic? Thank you. So we have been saddled with the responsibility to develop a framework to ensure a seamless onboarding with the international firm. Now that is the scenario. It's longer than that. I just had to, structure it and cut it better. So now this is what they asked you to do, right? This is exactly what you've been asked to do. That's the story. Then these are the requirements. It's number 1, so you should expect all these plenty things. Now, while you are also reading the requirements, please pay attention to the marks. If ICANN says mention something, right, and they give you 5 marks, don't go and mention 2 and let it go. If they say discuss something, please, and they give you like 8 marks, don't discuss 2 lines and let it go, right? There are some places that you're awarded some marks, you know that you have to do a lot, right? These are some of the things that we knew even before we started writing ICANN, like even from school. If the lecturer tells you, oh, like now, discuss the component of a system of quality management that are relevant to a given firm, 6 marks, I would not do 3 lines and move, because in fact they said discuss. So I told somebody that sometimes read it in your dialect. Sometimes English can be very, very, very funny. You might be thinking you know it, but you don't know it. So read it in your dialect, your Yoruba, read it in Yoruba, read it in Hausa, read it in Igbo, read it in whatever language you speak that you know that you can understand. Please read it like that. so you can, really get it. So let's answer this question. Now, they've told us exactly what, the story is about. The story is about a company, outside Nigeria. They're trying to come into Nigeria, and then they want your firm, FFO and Co. It's a Nigerian firm. They want you to join the network, right? Or you want to join their network, right? And then these people want to be sure that your international standards on quality management is strong, right? And so they have asked you questions. The first thing they said, what's the purpose of quality management? What comes to my head immediately? What comes to my head immediately is that they are asking me, why should they have quality management, right? And automatically, the standard that comes to my head is ISQM1, because ISQM1 tells us everything about international standard on quality management, right? So what exactly, or how exactly are you supposed to answer this question? Oh my, I wish that we could put it side by side so I don't already speak. So I guess I would have already spoken about my second slide before you get to the other part. So don't worry, let's just go ahead. Let's leave the question there. So what are they asking us to do here? And I don't want to do it alone, right? I also want us to speak, because like I said, if you allow me, I'll just keep talking. What do you think that they have asked you to do here? And how would you answer the question? If you want to speak, please just raise your hand. Guys. Nobody wants to try. At all. Okay. So I think I'll just go. So what they are asking.
Somebody's hand is up. Yes.
Okay. I can't see it from my end, so let's go.
Yeah, his name is Oladejo. Oladejo is up. Yeah, please, Oladejo, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much more. So I think what comes to my head, quality management, like the purpose is like just to ensure that enough due care has been taken in carrying out audits, so that nothing will be missed out, and also just to ensure that the risk management regarding carrying out our audit is being minimized by ensuring that we are carrying out our audit with due care. That's what comes to my mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oladejo. So that's, in simple terms, in very, very simple terms, that's what quality management is about. Remember that I said that quality management is on the part of the auditor, not the part of the management. Remember that they said that the internal control of the client firm is the responsibility of the management and those that have been charged with governance, correct? But quality management is on the audit firm, the auditor, to ensure that they bring out reports that are quality, to ensure that they are giving a reasonable assurance, to ensure that the risk is minimized to every simple level. So what it's just saying is that, do this firm, your firm now, FFO and Co, do they have a proper system for checking their own audit? Right?
Sorry, ma. Yes, ma. Mr. Blessing wants to share some thoughts too, maybe before you wrap it up. Can you allow her? Thank you.
Please. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma. I wanted to share my thoughts of what I feel is the answer, just as my colleague has just added shared his own view. For me, I don't know if it is wrong. I would if I'm to provide answer to this question, I would say that one of the purposes of quality management is to give reasonable assurance on the financial statement. Then secondly, to avoid litigations, court cases or litigation issues. Let me stop there for now, and just look into these answers and see if they are wrong. Thank you, man.
All right. So, like Mr. Josiah said, in my class, there's no right or wrong answer. Right? Say, come as I tell them, come as you are, but don't leave as you came. Right? Come as you are, but don't leave as you came. So, yeah, quality management is on. Please take this even when you're going back to read. Quality management is on the auditor, right? They are just checking what exactly do you do. So, if I want to answer the question, I will bring back the scenario that, oh, FFO and co, they need to show, right, that they have a system of quality management to be able to give reasonable assurance that the firm and its people meet their professional and regulatory obligation on every engagement, in very simple terms. So they just want to show the global firm that, oh, in our firm, FFO and co, we actually have a system in place that ensures that whatever we are delivering to our clients is top notch. Now, what exactly is reasonable assurance? Because somebody is thinking in their head that, oh, why is she using reasonable assurance? Reasonable assurance can only be used when you're defining audits. Is the thing you have to say when you're talking about what do the auditor give the client, but no. Reasonable assurance just means that you have done like a lot of work to be able to get to that part of the opinion. And reasonable assurance is a word that is used in audit. Yes, is very, very, very common to when you're defining the kind of opinion that you give in a statutory audit. But yes, come on, you can use it somewhere else when you're trying to discuss something else, right? So reasonable assurance is just saying that we've done a lot of work to get to this point. We've done all the testing, all the substantive testing, we've done the test of controls, we've done analytical procedures, we've checked, right? So FFO is trying to show what's the purpose, English, what's the purpose of quality management? Why? And this is a 3-mark question. Don't write 2 lines, right? Don't write 2 lines. I would not even put it in number form. I would just maybe write like a paragraph, right? And I'll make sure that I am calling the name of the company in my answer. So FFO and co, they need to show the global company that they have a system of quality management in place, right? To be able to give reasonable assurance that the firm and its people meet their professional and regulatory obligation on every assignment, on every engagement. That's just exactly what it is, right? Um,
I think her network glitched. Let's just be patient with her.
perspective, right? So, but remember, you are the auditor. So please lean on your own perspective, right? Please lean on your own perspective. Yeah, you can now decide to add a little for the client, but please lean on your own perspective. So what's the principles of quality management? It's just saying that, oh, that while doing your job, because remember that the global company is just trying to ensure that your company has enough quality management system set in place because they are a global firm. And then if they bring in somebody who probably doesn't have, enough quality management, it might ruin their work. All of that, you have known that when you are talking about group audit, right? When you have a component auditor or you have a joint audit, you've learned that while you are doing all of that. So another thing, when you're answering your question, don't what's the word now, don't scatter your knowledge that, oh, this one, because they are not asking me something about chapter 1, I'm not going to include it when I'm discussing something about chapter 2. When you're in the hall, please bring all the 16 chapters in your head and put them as one. You have read 4 months, you have read, right? Don't leave anything out. Make sure that you write. It's a writing course. Make sure that you write. So you're answering from the perspective of the client, right? You just tell them about, oh, what's your risk process, right? How have you been able to ensure that, oh, there's continuous monitoring, there's review before you take up an engagement, you are able to check, do you have the competent skills, do you have everything that you need to be able to accept that particular engagement? They just want to see what you have done, right? So answer from both sides, right? Answer from the from the client perspective, and also answer from the auditor's perspective, right? And so the third part, they said, what are the components of a system of quality management? If you don't know ISQM1, just know that these 6 marks, we have dash icon, because ISQM1 set out 8 components, right? They set out 8 components in the standard, right, that you should know, right? Things like governance and leadership, things like what is the culture of the particular company, and how do they, the tone at the top, when it talks about how do people at the top pass down, a culture down, what are the ethical requirements, what is the independence? Yes, that's very important. What's the independence? How does the engagement partner ensure that he's directing, supervising, and reviewing all the work that's been done? And when there is need for a rotation, or when there is a need for them bringing somebody in, how do they trust the work of other people? So ISQM1 has set out 8 objectives, right? And then I think they want you to give is 6 marks, right? So if we go back to read the breakdown of the marking scheme, you'd see that they probably awarded maybe 1 mark to each. So if you mention 6, you're fine, right? So the other part is, what is the engagement partner's responsibility? So the engagement partner is the top person in an audit engagement, right? And his responsibility spans across a lot. He's supposed to be the one to ensure that things are being done the way they are supposed to be done, right? He ensures that there's compliance with ethical requirements. When there's the audit planning, he's the one that signs off on it. He must ensure that he's properly reviewing, he's probably directing, because at the beginning of every audit work, there must be a proper direction. The engagement partner must be able to tell everybody what they're supposed to do. The least person on the team should understand what the goal of that team is, right? So the engagement partner must also review the working papers and all of those things. So they're just telling you, tell us what is the responsibility of engagement partner. This one is not in any chapter. In fact, it spans across everything, because there's no place they don't talk about the engagement partner. So bring in everything that you know about the engagement partner and carry your 4 marks. After you have gotten 4 marks, how many more marks are you looking for inside 50? Right? And then another very sweet point here is the EI part, where it talks about ethics. And it even asks you to tell them about ethics. It said, tell us what are the threats and the safeguards. Very simple. This is chapter 4 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. Just tell us what are the threats. Oh yeah, guys, what are the threats to the auditor? Auditor's threats. Please raise your hands. Auditor's threats. Okay, lad. No, you have spoken. I want somebody else who has not spoken today. Okay. Yes, please. The 3 of you have spoken. Please drop your hand. Stella, drop your hand. Mr. Blessing, drop your hand. You have spoken. I want somebody who has not said anything today to say something. Come on, just say something. Say something. Okay, I don't think I can see hands. Bankole,
no, Mr. Bankole.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Bankole is there, yes.
Let's go. You can unmute.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello. Oh, yeah, miss. Good
Yes,
afternoon.
Banklete. So we have self-interest.
Thank you. We are just tell us only one.
Self-review.
Told us self-review threat. Somebody else.
Okay.
Fashe Yiton, please, you're the second person.
Familiarity trait.
Thank you. Familiarity traits. Okay, please put your hands down. Innocent, you're the third person. Some person, you've already said what I want to say. We have about 5 of them.
Yeah, Mr. Innocent, please unmute and speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Advocacy trait.
Thank you. Advocacy traits. Okay, we still have another one. Next person should please speak.
Self-review.
Self-review traits. Thank you. So you must be able to walk through all the 5 traits. Now, some people say, I actually mentioned all the 5 traits. The question says, mention traits and safeguard. The question said, mention the threat and mention the safeguard. They say conduct in discuss what would include in the framework to demonstrate that your firm, FFO and Co, conduct its audits in professional and ethical manner, explaining scenario that may threaten good. They said discuss what you would include in the framework to demonstrate that your firm, FFO and Co, conduct its audit in a professional and ethical manner, explaining scenarios that may threaten integrity, objectivity, and independence, and how these are managed. Then somebody will sit in the exam hall and write only threats and safeguard, and that's all. And that's all. And then when the result comes out, they will say, Scan is wicked. Why did they give me 2? Why did they give me 1? But you didn't answer the question. Clearly, we're seeing it now. You didn't answer the question. They said you should explain it with the scenario. They have said some things there. What are the things that you think can threaten integrity? What are the things that you think can threaten objectivity and independence? And how these are managed. So it's we now that have read it that are saying that, oh, what they are telling you is what are the threats and what are the safeguards, but they didn't tell you directly in the exam, right? This is how the question just came, but we have interpreted it to mean that's what they want you to do. Joke, do you want to ask a question, or your hand still raised from the last time? Okay, I think your hand is still raised from the last time, so you can lower your hand, right? So please, let's ensure that we always read the questions very well. It's very important. So see, you are going to be in that exam hall for 3 hours, right? Just 3 hours to prove that in the last 4 months you have done it. So prove it to them very well, right? Prove it to them very well. Don't just gloss over it, and then move on. Do it very well. State it. This is it. This is it. Bring all the knowledge that you have gotten and bring it here. So let's go to the next slide. I think I need to rush now. So these are the answers. I've done that. So let's move to the next one. All right. So this is what the examiner actually said. He said, everybody attempted. Why? Because it's a number 1 question, right? And the overall performance was above average. You guys, and if you're here and you wrote May 2026 diet, your examiner said your performance was above average. But the commonest pitfall of the candidate was their display of poor understanding of various aspects of the quality management practices expected on an engagement and the firm in general. So it's just saying that all of us that wrote that diet, right, we did not know ISQM properly, right? That's what our auditor, that's what they told us, right? So please, let's ensure that we don't leave any standard out, and you don't have to do la cram la pop. You don't have to do la cram la dacile. Just understand what exactly is being done there. And honestly, for those who are auditors, you're going to have to use these standards. It's just like accounting, because even in practice now, you are doing what is IFRS this, sometimes when there's an issue, when there's something in the office, they just look at you and ask you, oh, what standard talks about that? I have a senior that does it all the time. Just say, oh, Esther, what standard is that? And you'll be like, So all of these things, if you're an auditor, you're still going to face it, right? Even while you're performing your job. I think Mr. Josiah can tell us a lot about that. I don't practice audit. I don't practice audit. I just teach it, right? But Mr. Josiah is practicing, so he can tell us that if what we are saying is true or not. So let's go to the second question. Please, how many more minutes do I have?
I'm not really, I don't know. I wasn't tracking the time. I don't know. Mr. Taiwo, Mr. Victor, I don't know if you tell her because I'm really enjoying her thoughts. Sincerely,
Yeah.
I'm not tracking the time. So, Mr. Taiwo, Victor, maybe you tell us what time she has more.
Victor, please let me know how many more minutes I
Okay,
have.
so I'll give you an update.
Thank you. All right, thank you. So the next question we'll be looking at is question 5. Question 5. So let's read what the what it says. Let's read what it says. It says that Clement Nigeria Limited engages in the manufacturing, distribution, and selling of foods and related products. In 2023, the entity recognized revenue of 3 billion. I'm not going to read that. Then in 2022, they recognized revenue of 2 million. That means revenue increased. That be good. And there was a loss of 3 million in 2023, and then in 2022 there was a loss of 2 billion, right? Continuing a pattern of recurring losses, the entity's working capital position is a net liability of 19.660 billion, and in 2022 a net liability of 16.105 billion. The direct company, Wage Limited, is not in a financially viable position to provide support. However, the parent company and beneficial shareholders have provided letters of comfort explaining that they will support Clement Nigeria Limited for a period of 12 months from the date of the financial statement. The comfort letter was signed by a director, Stephen Konibaje, on a strength of which management believes there is no further threat to the going concern assumption. So what this particular question was testing is going concern. So in audits, while you're performing your audit, you must also check for the ability for the company to continue in a foreseeable future, right? You must also check, because if the company will not continue in a
Sorry
foreseeable
to
future.
interject, ma. Pardon
Yes,
me I want to interject. Yeah, Mr. Victor wants to say something. His hand is up.
Oh, okay. Hi, Victor.
Okay, so thank you very much. Beautiful session so far. I just wanted to update you on the timing that we should be rounding up this session by 4:20 p.m. and then we go into the question and answer session for 25 minutes, which will end by 4:45 p.m. Yeah.
Thank you. So that means I have about 11 minutes. So this is the last question we're going to do. Thank you. So like I was saying, thank you, Victor. Thank you, Mr. Josiah. So we're supposed to, as auditors, you're supposed to check for the ability for the company to continue in a foreseeable future. And if they are not going to continue in a foreseeable future, you should prepare your financial statement in the breakup basis. Right? I did not lose anybody, Abby. When you're not going to continue in a foreseeable future, let me break it down. Layman terms, you have like this particular company now, Clement Nigeria Limited, they are making losses, right? And even their parent company or their direct parent company that even wants to help them out is also not in a financially viable position. That means me as the auditor, I have every chance to think that they are not going to continue in a foreseeable future. So whatever financial statement will be given to me, they're supposed to prepare it in the breakup basis and not in the normal going concern basis, right? So the first question says, discuss the factors that raise question about the going concern assumption from the above scenario. Now, I purposely picked these questions up because I've had people come tell me that I'm not supposed to include the scenario in my answers. But you can see that the question clearly says, talk about what happened, right? So, of course, I can't start asking us because of my time, right? If they say discuss the factors that raise questions about the going concern, number one, I'll speak about their recurring losses. I would bring the actual what I saw in the scenario in my answer. It's 6 marks and it's a 6 marks question for it, for crying out loud. I'll bring out what I saw. They told us that the revenue increased. No problem. And it's actually very possible. My accountant mentality kicks in. It's actually possible that your revenue is increasing, but your losses is also increasing. So it's either you are selling too much, you are selling maybe on credit and people are not paying you back. Maybe there's like a lot of things for you to check there as an accountant, right? So I'll bring that in. The losses are they are increasing. I'll also bring out the fact that the direct company that says they want to help, they are not also in a financial viable position to provide support. It's stated there in my question, right? And I'm going to say, remember, this particular question you're seeing here, I had trimmed it because of the slides. So I trimmed it, right, to make it look shorter. But please take your time. Read this scenario. It's 3 hours. Sit down with it. That 3 hours, it might be the longest 3 hours of your life, it's fine. But just show yourself that, oh, I've done this, I've read the old 16 chapters. I should be able to say something, right? Another thing we'll bring up is, oh, the letter was signed by only one director, Stephen Konibaje, on strength of which the management believes there is no further threat to the going concern and assumption, right? So if I bring all of these things, I will write a little things about it. Now, their loss is increasing, their revenue is increasing. Accountants, I will bring that knowledge of accounting into it too, right? And then the next thing they said, develop the audit procedures to be carried out where event or condition have been identified that may cast significant doubt on the entity's ability to continue as a going concern. Long English. What they are asking you is that, what would you do as the auditor if you are in an audit and you see that it's looking like where they are going concern is not going well, is not going to be okay? What would you do? That's what they are asking you to do. That's what they are asking you to do. So you as the auditor, what will you do if you are in a company and you're trying to audit that company and you can see that they are going concern, it looks like there's something that is wrong with it? What will you try to do? You would discuss your assumptions with those that are charged with governance. That's the first thing that you will do. Because remember, before you even disclaim an opinion or give the client a report that is not good, a qualified opinion, you have to discuss with those that are charged with governance. It's not at the point of the report that those charged with governance should know that they will be getting a wrong or a different report, right? So you discuss with them, what are your assumptions, what have you seen, what are the things you're taking note of, talk to them about it. So that will be your first procedure. Sometimes when we hear audit procedures, we're like, oh, okay, how are we supposed to write it? No, they're just only asking you, what are you going to do? So you have read 16 chapters. You have a fair idea of what audit is. What do you think that you would have done? The first thing you discuss with those that have been charged with governance. The next thing, I will obtain their cash flow. Because if your revenue has been increasing, where is the money going to? If your revenue has been increasing, because tell me, where is the money going to? My SOPOL cannot tell me that, right? My SOFP cannot tell me that. But one place that I can know for sure what is happening is my cash flow statement. So I'll go and check. Next thing, I'll go and check their sales book. You say your revenue is increasing, money is supposed to be coming in. As at 2022, you had 2 billion. 2023, you had 3 billion. That's like a billion increase. I'll check your sales book. Another thing I'll check your age receivables. Age receivables is a report that shows people that are owing you, right? People you are sold on credit to. How long does it take before you collect your money back? How long does it take before you collect your money back? Then I'll also check your financial statement that you have sent to me. Was there any major capital expenditure that you made that would have affected your cash positions. All these things I'm
Sorry,
saying.
sorry, ma. Sorry, ma.
Yes.
Mr. Innocent is interjecting. He would like to ask a question. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I can't see anybody raising your hands. Okay, Mr. Innocent, please go ahead.
Exhaust your point, but I just wanted to add something to it as regards to question A in this, as regards to question requirement A in this 5A.
All right.
Like when you exhausted it, yeah.
Okay, you want to ask a question when I'm done talking about it? Okay,
I
I'm just
would
going to
want to
push.
add to the answer, like what I feel is part
What
of the
you think?
answer, including, okay. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay, looking at the line that talked about the entity working capital position is a net liability. That would have been my strength to answer that A, because any company that is having that net or working capital that has net liability, that means that company, they have threat of liquidity problem. They will get to kind of be out of business with time. So your working capital should always be negative. Your current asset must be more than your current liability. So there's risk of insolvency. That would have been my strength to answer that 5A. That's what I want to add.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's one point, right? There are also other points. So he has thought about it that, oh, that would be where his strength is. See, 3 hours, right? So when I get into the hall, what I tell myself is, Esther, this is 3 hours, 3 hours, 15 minutes. And after that, I'm going to be out of here. So I would zero down my mind because my mind knows how to parade around and run around, and I have a photographic memory. So sometimes I'm trying to remember this. Oh, where have I? So yes, there are also times when I'm able to see where I've written something before. And so it also boils down to understanding yourself. You have to understand yourself, know what kind of person you are. So me, I read all 16 chapters. I jotted it back with my handwriting. I still have the notes. I'm not giving it to anybody. I've said I'm not going to give it to anybody again. I had to collect it from plenty people that have inherited. It has tried. Let's leave it with me for now. So I had to write it out. Why did I do that? I do that because I have a photographic memory, and the only way that I can remember certain things if I remember it in my words, in my writing. So I made sure that I wrote back all 16 chapters. Right now, I have, I think, quite a lot of them that are done. Summary notes. I have summary notes now that are, on my drive right now. So what I do is I write it back. I try to write it in my words. I don't use their words anymore. I write it in my words because they have told me that what they want me. No, I'm not gonna do that. Someone is asking me for PDF. Yes, my students are always begging me for it, but no. I also want you to also do it, right? Please take that time, take that pain. It's a lot, I get it. But please take that pain, write it in your own words, understand it. What they want to do is they want to test your knowledge. What do you know about it? And now see, because we've explained, he already told us where. I'm sure a lot of you already know where you would have attacked this question from. And honestly, you would have gotten your 15 marks, or last, the bad, the person is wicked, the person is annoying, the person is this, person is that. You'd have gotten your 13 marks. Please, if you get 13 marks minus 50, what else are you looking for? Yeah, let me stop talking before Victor beats me up. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Please, should we go? Don't worry. Thank you very much. Please, let's move to the next. Let me hand it over back to Mr. Josiah.
Oh, thank you very much. I wish you could continue. I don't know, Mr. Victor. I wish you could continue, sincerely.
Yeah, I think
sincerely,
so.
I want
I
her
think
to
so
continue.
too.
Thank you.
I think so
Thank
too.
you.
We can
Thank
also
you so
attempt
much.
another question.
Yeah.
Or maybe we do some
So what do we do,
questions
Madam Esther?
from.
Will you continue for the next? Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go
Or
ahead,
maybe
sir.
we do some questions just to keep everybody engaged for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then we go over and treat another question.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank
I
you
don't know
so
if it's
much,
okay
my
with her.
guys.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
my
thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Please, if you have questions, please put your hands up. Sorry.
Okay, Ma, you're off the call. Are you trying to check something that I
No,
missed out?
no, I'm still here. I just want people to ask their questions.
Okay, fantastic. I think if you have a question, just raise up your hand so that I'll take the questions, or I'll take the order of how many of us are here so that we can follow it serially and also in an orderly manner. Okay, so I think I have Mr. Innocent, Mr. Ola, and either Mr. or Mrs. Bidemi, I don't know now. So we have 3 people currently. So we'll start with Mr. Innocent so that we don't take much time. So Mr. Innocent, you have the floor. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma, for this insightful webinar. Honestly, I've gained a lot as regards to your approach to questions and answers. But I want to kind of express my experience as regards to audit, my skills audits. I'm that kind of student that I don't like to attend class for theory-based exams or papers. So like if at all I'm going for classes, I would want to go for calculation aspect of the class. But getting to audit, when I attempted, I wrote audits on my skills level 2 times. I failed the first one. Then I had to pass the second last diet. It was what deferred me to, I would have written professional last diet. But what am I saying? My experience as regards to audit just push, like it's changed my narrative as regards to theory questions. Normally, anything theory, I read it on my own from my BSc and professional, even from because I started from foundation and I always pass. But getting to audit, I could tell you that I finished and like the skill level audit the first attempt. And if you ask me any question, I can vividly tell you the answer. But getting to the exam hall, I wrote everything. Like I've never written exam like this. I was writing a whole lot of information in that answer sheet. In fact, the scenario question they even gave was so relatable. It was as regards to what's it called? Stock count. I mean, maybe 2023 or 2024 or the skills audit. It was relating to stock count, and we did stock count for that particular, like my workplace. I was part of people that anchored that stock count. So I was able to see some issues, some problems as regards to the stock count and things we would have done better because it was later discussed. So that question was so relatable for me. I was putting all the information on my head. So in my mind, I was not like expecting to even have the highest score in audit, but getting to see my result, I could not make it. Like I passed all the papers except audit. It was so shocking. I was kind of, this should not be my result. Well, I look at the answers the examiner provided. I was just trying to relate it. Then I attempted this last one, and then I passed, but the score I was expecting was not what I actually got. But I was not like thinking was trying to read meaning around audit. Audit has given me a whole lot of issue, but other calculation, I'll just easily pass them. So sometimes I will get to know that I'm speaking around those information, like examiner will give as an answer. But on my own, like during the exam, I will speak around them using my own vocabulary or terminology. But it seems like I can audit. You just have to put it as a standard subscribe bit or give. You don't just need to change the word. like what I would try to get that actually happened to me. So I want to ask, relating to the some basically most of the questions are case study, and those case study, the answers might come from the standard IS, depending on the IS that was asked. So like other courses or other papers, even if you have idea of it, when you speak around it, you get your marks. But getting to audit, I was just trying to get to know what happened. So I was thinking maybe audits, you just have to replicate how the standard put it. Don't put your own word. So I want you to kind of explain what could have been my, though I assess myself until I wrote the last day. I crammed like all the standard. Even if I see scenario that relates to that standard, I will just try to put it as it is given. Then I will now use my story to explain it around that scenario. So I passed. I was not like, okay, maybe audit, they want us to cram the standard. So I want you to talk about this aspect and the cause of my failure.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Innocent. That was a long one. Ma, I don't know if you speak to that before we go to the next question. He's asking, and I believe you caught his question. He's asking about the scenario linkage and how to really share your thoughts on scenario-based case study questions. So I don't know if you will speak to that, Madam Esther, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm taking off my glasses. So like I said, I understand your pain. You probably felt you did this, but truth of the matter, like I said, there are probably some things that you just did wrong. I don't believe that ICANN would score you less, even if you had done the right thing. Let's remove the mentality of, oh, there's village people and the rest. But if you truly have done all the right things, I'm sure that they would have done it. So apologies, right, for what happened. But please, like I'd explained, your scenarios, bring the name of the company, bring it into your answers. You don't have to. I heard you say something about cramming the standard. If I tell you that some of those standards, even as I'm teaching them, right, some of those standards, I don't have them on my head word for word. Maybe just for like some of them that I know that they are core, and I do them a lot, or like I talk about them a lot, that I really know on my head. But every other one, I don't know it on my head. But at least I know what it's about. Right? I know what exactly they are trying to speak to. And please, the audit terms, when you are writing, write like an independent auditor would write, right? Please, let's do it that way. And again, practice past questions. You see the pathfinders, practice it. So Chima will tell me, Esther, practice, if you're writing this particular diet, practice 6 diets after. Or he will tell me, practice 3 years after. So for everybody doing this particular diet, practice 6 diets. 6 diets. That's May 2026, November 2025, May 2025, November 2024. 6 of them like that. Practice it, diet on diet, and don't lie to yourself. Don't read the question and then you don't know what it is. You immediately run to the answer. You are just doing yourself. Try and answer them on your own, right? Answer it on your own. Then go back to the answers that the examiners have provided. Check it with what you have done, right? And then see, okay, if I had chipped in this, that's what I did. If I've chipped in this, get a group. So I would always also say that my friend Chineye also helped, right? Shout out to Chineye. She also helped. So what we do is that whenever we're not having classes, because we usually have class during the week, whenever we're not having classes, I go to her house. So when I get to her house, we'll review it, we'll pick a diet. A day, like, or in the morning, should have told me that, oh, Esther, we're going to do so diet, right? So when I get to our house, we'll open up the diet and then we'll speak the question, read the scenario, pick the question, then she will always tell me something. Esther, answer it the way, tell me how you're going to answer it in the exam hall. And I will just speak. Oh, I think I'll answer it like this, I'll answer it like this, I'll answer it like this. And then we'll go back to the answer to check. If we go back to the answer to check, we'll see that, oh, maybe the examiner said this particular thing and I didn't add it in my answer. That one is already on my head, documented. Don't form for yourself. Build study. Don't form for yourself. Build study groups. When I was writing SFM and advanced taxation, I was also still working in the bank. So I read from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with my group, right? I followed the group of guys that were writing 5 papers. So they were always online. So me, I don't have to read with them every day because they're probably doing courses that I have done. But because Elizabeth will call the whole group, till today, that group is still standing. Like, we still have that group. Everybody on that group is already qualified, but we still have that group till today. Once Elizabeth calls everybody, your phone, if your phone rings and you not pick it, the next day you have Elizabeth to work with. Like, you have to explain why your phone rang and you were sleeping. We do 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day, and I still go to work. So that's it. You have to put in the work. Don't form for yourself. Pick a study group, discuss it, talk about it. Oh, you guys, oh yeah, what do you think? Yes, my style is, once it's 2 weeks to the exam, you cannot see me again, right? But they know in my tutorial center, before that 2 weeks to the exam, hola, let her explain whatever she wants to explain to you, right? But after, when it's 2 weeks to the exam, I really want to retreat to go and check, do I really know it, or I'm just teaching others, right? So form study group. Don't be person wey no know something. Yoruba will say person wey ask for road no dey miss road, right? So ask people, please, how do you think this? And I also had people too who were my friends that also placed me on the edge. They thought they were helping themselves, but they were helping me. They will always send me past questions. I have a friend that will always send me past questions. Her chats in my DM will be, how far Esther, I don't look am, I no sabi do am. I know say you go sabi do am. There was a day I was like, how you think no say I go sabi do am? I no sabi do am. Leave me. I'm at work and I'll just see a message. I'll be like, oh God, this one don't check one past question. So check past questions. They call it Pathfinder for a reason. You guys have not tried to drill down to ICANN. They call it Pathfinder for a reason. They know say you go lose your way. They know say the study text is a lot. They know. That they call it Pathfinder. Use it to find your path. So Bikonu, please read past questions. My guys know me that at the end of every chapter, your assignment is past question. That's your assignment. Go and pick one past question. Answer it. Like, answer it very well. Don't look at the answer. Don't deceive yourself. Then when we come back, review the answers. How did you answer? How did the examiner answer? Then mark yourself. Before we now start blaming the markers. Right? Yes, that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you so much. And I believe your thoughts resonate with Mr. Innocent. Thank you so much. Let's move to Mr. Ola Dejo. Mr. Ola, please, the floor is yours. Go ahead, ask your question. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mr. Gabriel, and thank you much, Madam Esther. It has been quite insightful, and you've also answered part of my questions, which from what you just answered now, and I'll just quickly summarize my question. But before that, I just want to say that I wrote the last diet, like this audits, and I could see from what you've said that I could streamline my where I got it wrong from. I'll streamline it from pride. And why I said so is that like I'm an internal auditor, and looking at it, I didn't go for classes at all for this because I felt like it's just going to be a walkover, like, because it's almost similar with what we do. From what I got here, from what you've said, is that this is strictly external audit, something I've written down, and I've quickly understood. I see everything you know about internal audit is going to be useful, but just keep it aside. You understand? And humility is the pathway, what I've learned now. So I've taken that with me, which is very, very key. I also like the fact that why I was explaining even what I said, I was explaining it from the holistic point. When you ask a question, I was beating out, like I was going to, like I'm going to Ibadan, I'm going to Enugu first before coming. But I could see from what you answered that you just went direct because you exactly know, and when you're speaking on revenue, you were specific. Oh, go and check the sales book, go and check it because you related to it, which I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for the organizers of this. I'm grateful, and I wouldn't take it for granted. My own question is just on that first question on quality management, which you've treated well. It's just on that principles of quality management of audit and assurance engagement that you mentioned. I just wanted to, because you mentioned like governance and so you mentioned client focus, leadership, continuous improvement. I just wanted to ask that is it in the part, because I've never come across this before, so that is obviously the reason why I didn't get the answer. But I just wanted to ask that is it part of the study pack, or is just something that with practice? That's just my question on that 1B aspect. Thank you.
Thank you very, 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 very much. Your name is Oladejo, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is somebody who is actually very truthful. I also have somebody who is also an auditor in my class, and the person I've written it before and failed. See, yes, I know that your office knowledge is important. You have to bring in your office wisdom and all of that, but please, this one, you're not sending it to a client, you're sending it to a a an examiner, right? There's something called agreed upon procedure in audit. When you're writing your exam, please do agreed upon procedure. What did they say you should do? Do it for them and leave it. Right? It's also very possible that yes, people who are auditors are failing this exam. It's because they are probably not they are not doing agreed upon procedure. That's what I found out. They are busy bringing what they have known, external clients, external blah 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 blah. That's what they're bringing. And again, you said another thing. Internal auditor and external auditor, you are auditors. You just do different things, but you are auditors. Everything still applies with you, right? Like your all the rules and regulations, it still applies. Internal auditor, external auditor, yeah, good. It's the same thing. So thank you for actually saying that. You just honestly said what's in my mind. And it takes somebody who would have truly gone back to review what they have done to be able to know that, oh, these were part of the places I had probably made some mistake. So please, you're on this call, you have written this exam once, twice, how many times, it does not matter. Please go back and do a proper self-assessment of yourself. Pick the diets that you failed. Look at it. Try and recall what you might have written. Then try and look at what the examiner wants you to do and see that you probably did two different things. Apart from that, some people, we cannot differentiate where your number 1A is from your number 1B. Please answer every question on a fresh sheet. If you're answering number 1, now some people now say, Esther said answer on a fresh sheet. I'll answer fresh sheet 1A, fresh sheet 1B. Well done, Omori. Continue. The Lord's your muscle, right? Don't do that. Number 1 question, fresh sheet. If it extends into another sheet, continue. If you are at the middle and you are done with number 1, you want to go and answer number 2, turn over. Next sheet, label it properly. Question 2, underline, or if you don't underline, no problem. Let's write it in capital letters. Question 2. Then question 2A, I go to answer my question. Question 2B, write it in a way that if a toddler picks it, I did not say an adult, I say a toddler. If a toddler picks it and they ask the toddler, where is 2A? Person can point out and say, this is where 2A is. Please, if you know your handwriting is bad, go and buy 2D. Don't even wait for me to tell you. Go and buy, if you know your handwriting is bad, go and buy 2D, right? Because I'm an examiner. I have 20, no, what am I saying? I have 100 scripts to mark. You think I'll be trying to strain my eyes to see what one person had written? Then how long will I now mark paper? And then if ICANN students don't see their results, they'll start shouting, hey, ICANN, give us our results. Da, 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 da. So that's that. So to your question, ISQM is also a standard in all this, like it's in the pack. In fact, it's in chapter 2, where they talked about IASB Clarity Project, if I'm not mistaken. Talked about IASB Clarity Project. So we know that standards are formed by the IASB, right? They are this board in charge of forming standards. So when they did a review of standards, they now turned it into 36 IASs and I think 1 or 2, 3 ISQMs. So they didn't write it there. But guys, we have plenty AIs today. You don't even have to do work. You don't even have to do plenty work. Put it on ChatGPT. Give me standards, audit standards, and ISQMs. Write small story. Give it one nice prompt. It will give you everything. Honestly, it will give you everything. And remember, don't now say Esther said, because some people have that habit. Esther said we should go and tell ChatGPT, because even ChatGPT itself, they wrote it under there that the AI can make a mistake. So read through. That's why you are human. You are not AI. Read through that, oh, whatever it is that they have said is correct, or is yes, thank you, ISQM 1 and 2. So it's just 2 of them, ISQM 1 and 2. Read it. Tell your AI. Tell me as we're on this call safe. Because let me not see what I want to say. But please ask your AIs. Don't ask your AI for pickup lines. Yes, that's what I want to say. I said what I said. Don't come and beat me. But yes, don't ask for pickup lines. Don't ask for all of that. Ask for these things. Tell me about ISA 200. Tell me about ISA this. Mr. Josiah also has one other message that breaks them down into different groups. From ISA 700 to ISA this is talking about this. From ISA this ask him, he will give it to you, he will send it to you, right? So to that, please, right? You can read about it, just get an understanding, because they are beginning to ask about those quality management now too, right? So please, let's do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, the next person is Bidemi Adeyemi. I don't know if you're a Mr. or Mrs. Please unmute on mic and speak. Let's hurry up. We are running out of time. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Gobran. Good evening, Madam Miss, and thanks for the opportunity and thanks for the insightful section. Actually, I'm a female, not male. So, actually,
Okay.
my question
All right.
goes, this will be the first time I'll be writing this paper, like this advanced study. So, my question is that, although what Madam Mesa said about handwriting, I'm going to go and get that to this because I know that my handwriting is bad. So, actually, during my previous studies, I noticed that I actually read the pack and summarize it, but I don't know. Even when I look at my, like, also, I actually use higher education, and then I've used all the higher education finish, and then I've not yet finished all the chapters. I'm not like, there's a different way to summarize. Maybe first I have a different idea of summarizing ICANN pack so that I'll be able to use, because it now becomes difficult for me to even go back to like my summary notes to even read. And secondly, concerning, I don't know, maybe there's a way to answer past question, because actually I practice past question, but I was actually discovered that sometimes maybe the way they think, auditors think, like I was
Come back.
and then I'll just like, I'm ready into the pack, I'll just put it there. And then looking at what the past question is saying, I'm like, is this, and it can be very discouraging. And then you're still trying to be like, I don't know how someone can still be able to answer question correctly the way they examine, although I know that practice will make perfect. And also, because I actually watch videos and all. I don't know, maybe personal study will be better, because actually I've watched a lot of videos. I won't say that this time maybe I will not watch video and just sit down with myself and just try to study. So my question is, how can I study the ICANN pack to be able to suit, like, for the able to answer past questions, something like that? That's my question. And thank you, Madam Esther. Thanks so much. That's my question.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think I've been hearing these things so much. So I did not attend classes. Yes. I didn't attend class for audits. I paid for it, for they're reading the pack back to us. To me. He was explaining, but to me, it felt like reading the pack back. So I used to skip classes. I don't come. And it's always on Sundays. The class was always Sunday afternoon after SFM. So immediately, immediately the SFM lecturer is done. Like, so just pack my bag and I've gone, because sometimes I have a lot of things to do on Sunday, and again I have to sleep. So I did not attend class. Right, I read it on my own, and I also did a lot of practice questions, and I also did a lot of discussions with my friends. That's what I was able to do, right, to pass it. So read the pack. I read the pack. Thing is, if you've not read the pack and you are answering past questions, it will be looking like they're speaking Chinese. Even you read the pack self, you go and read past question, it will look as if they are still speaking Chinese. Who is with me on that? There are times when you've read, like you read, you in fact you are like any question, and then you just open past question like this, and you're like, what? Wait, how? Right? It's actually very possible that something like that happens. So please read the pack, or better, the first thing I'll tell you to do is understand yourself, right? Know what kind of person you are, right? Joyce will always tell me that. So you see, I'm always mentioning people's name because me, I don't do Lone Rangers. I don't do Lone Rangers at all, right? So Joyce also wrote it at the time we're supposed to write it together. I didn't write it because I just got the job into GT, and then I had to travel to Lagos for the training. So I didn't write it, right? So she had already put trust that Esther would review, like Esther will write this pack back, and I'm going to collect her note and read. So everybody knew that when it comes to written aspects, just come and collect Esther's notes. So even as an undergraduate, right, during the exam period, after a particular exam, outside the exam hall, you usually see photocopy of my notes almost everywhere, because I'll always take notes. I will take notes. Even if you give me handouts, I will write it back in my words. So that's my technique. That's how I know that I used to pass written courses. So first off, understand yourself. How have you passed written courses in time past, right? Then apply it. Then past questions, pathfinders, use it, right? Use it a lot. It will help you. Read the examiner's comments. Read how they broke down the answers, how they want the marking guide. Read it. So it's actually for our own learning, but sometimes we don't get to use it. So first off, understand yourself. Next thing, please read the pack, right? And then if you're like me, that you have to write it back, no problem, write it back. Then if you are like some other people who don't need to write it back, but when they read it, they already understand it, no problem. It's not a one size fit all, right? And it's not cast in stone. So just do exactly what you know that you can do, and then everybody will be fine. Really, trust me. That's what I advise.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you so much. Appreciate your thoughts. Please, I'll go for Malam Alamin, my friend. He may need to go and pray right now. So, Malam Nazifa Ahmed, please go ahead. I think your hands have been up, then it's going off and on. So you may need to go and pray right now. Go ahead, brother. You wanted to ask a question? Malam Nazifa Ahmed, please go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. In fact, I try to understand where I got it wrong, actually. But like reading the past question, I later realized that, as you said, that they are speaking in Chinese or whatsoever. Like if you go to, like, let's say ISA 200, the way they attempted those questions in the past in the Pathfinders are completely different from the one in the text. So like we don't have the experience of internal audit or external audit both ways. So we find it very difficult to attend to those questions, because what the Pathfinder is saying is completely different from what the pack, the study pack, is also saying. Like also, even I wrote this last diet, like the answers they gave us is completely quite confusing, because I tried to say, okay, let me analyze this particular question and see where I got it wrong. So completely, I don't know, there's a mix up. So please, I need much clarification on that. Thank you very much once again.
All right, Madam Esther, you had this question. Please, can you go ahead?
I think he mentioned that the answers, the pack and the Pathfinder, they are not always the same. Oh, sorry, I didn't get that.
Yes. So he was saying the dichotomies, they are always like, they are always differences between the answers in the Pathfinder and that of the study text, mostly for the
Oh,
questions that are asked. Yes.
okay. So audits is like PM, where you cannot sometimes drag out where exactly a particular topic, a particular question is being brought out from. Sometimes it can be a mixture of question. Sometimes a particular question can carry knowledge from like 2 or 3 chapters together, right? And the pack especially does not say exactly what you should do. So the thing is that the pack, I like to look at it as a manual. It's just telling you that, oh, this is how you should do it, right? And then when they are asking you the question, they are trying to test what you have learned from the manual, right? So I would advise that you try and look at the answers again. We just did 2 of them, question 1 and question 5. So did you answer question 1?
Yes, I've answered.
You answered question
Based on,
1.
yes, based on my answer, the first it's only the last one, those threat. So I try to go with that thread, and also then I try to bring the concept of professionalism. Then that number 5, I also attempted it. So
Can we
it
go over
was
how
quite
you answered question 5?
um
Let's
re-
go over it.
okay. If you can display the question, I can be able to like
Mr. Josiah, please help
set.
us display question 5 on the screen.
Okay, sure. All right, here is question 5.
Thank you. So
Yes.
let's go over how you answered the
Okay.
factors that raise questions.
First of all, I try to relate it with the case scenario, but I was just only talking about the going concern. Then, based on the case scenario, definitely there will be a huge loss because after analyzing it, giving it, so I was just all talking about going concern. What are the advantages and how can you, the company? That's what I've just been moving around. So actually, then the B part. Develop the procedure. Also, I try to like develop, okay, these are the procedure I will follow so that the company will still be on track. So that was what I did. But I like the usage of professional language. Actually, I did not use them much. So I just used my only previous knowledge on accounting and other things because I'm not in the system of audit actually.
Yes, and I don't even like it when we use that as a yardstick. I'm not also in audit. I'm a business process solution consultant, and I don't do anything, that relates to audit at all. I do majorly accounting, then I do audit, right? Do FS and the rest. So I really don't even do audit at all. I only teach audit. So what I'm trying to do now is to project exactly how. So what I've written or what is on my own slides are what's the what I think should be the answer. So I think I should be able to share my screen. Let me try to share my screen. I can see Inumidun also saying something about how he summarized the whole pack and all of that. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay, so I just unshared for you to share. Yeah.
Yeah, I should already be sharing.
Yes, we can see the screen now.
Yes,
So
we
this
can
is
see your
what
screen now.
this is Pathfinder. This is the answer. Can you see how they started? Can you see how they wrote
Yes.
the answer? So
Yes.
please, did you do something like this?
No. No, not at
The
all.
first thing,
So what
exactly. So the
sorry,
first,
ma, please.
yes, please go ahead.
Sorry. What I'm just trying to say is that if I should now go back through the study text, going concern, will I see all these factors?
No, you won't see all these factors.
Very good.
So
Yes.
it's an application paper. Yes, it's an
Okay.
application paper. So you have to apply. Now they've given you a scenario right now, and they said, in this particular scenario, what are the things that will raise a significant doubt about the client's ability to continue as a going concern?
Yes.
So then remember that somebody also mentioned that he was going to leverage a lot on this negative working capital position. Can you see?
Yes.
This is what they wrote.
Yes, I've seen it.
They even
Yes.
gave up to, this is up to like 8 or 9.
Yes.
Low shareholders equity,
Okay.
financial distress indicators. Just think about it. What I feel that this particular one should have even been where everybody would pick their answer. Because if I was in the hall, I would have done this. What are the things that I would see in a company that would indicate that they cannot continue as a going concern? And they've given me a story. All I just need to do is go and pick from the story. We saw, they said recurring operating loss, accumulated losses and erosion of equity, negative working capital position, weak financial support from the parent company. All these things are indicators that this particular company, they can't continue in going concern. And then on
Yes.
the
Sure.
B part, so what you have to do is, after you have read, just like I answered the last question, after you have read, please apply. So don't just leave it as reading. So this is not ATS. This is professional level. After this one, if I can't let you go, they can't hold you to ransom again that you should come and they can't test your knowledge again. So they have to be
Yes.
sure that you have all the knowledge that you need, right? And so what they will do is they will want to see how can you apply this. I used to tell people, this is not SBR that you prepare financial statements. If your profit is correct, they'll give you 1 mark. If this one is correct, they'll give you half mark. If you even write heading, if you write heading and statement of financial position as at kinikon, you get 1 mark, 1 solid mark. This is not SBR. They don't do that over here. They want to see how much you have applied. So yes, you have read it. And remember that I told you that, sorry, I'm calling you out. Remember that I told you that you have the understanding. You have an understanding of what you're supposed to do. But the problem is the application. The problem is just the application. The application and then being able to write it out. That's the only problem. Because when we spoke, you were the way you were talking, gone self. I even me go, I'm like, this boy know what he's doing now. But the only problem is the application phase. So you have to move past I've read it to now applying. You notice that what we do a lot is that we apply, right? So that's another thing. Please apply, right? I think Stella and Joy, they're asking a question. So I'll stop sharing now. So Mr. Josiah can continue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very. All right, thank you very much. I believe your answer resonated with Mel and Mohammed. Thank you so much. So we'll have to run now. Somebody flashed En. En was the next person. I don't know if he's still or she's still on the call. En, your hand flashed now. I don't think I can see you again. Okay, so let's run. Your question should just be in 1 minute, please, so that we're already out of time. So just 1 minute. Mr. Godwin, please go ahead. 1 minute quickly. 1 minute. Unmute your mic, please, and speak. Mr. Godwin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very
You're welcome.
much, Mr. Josiah
You're
and
welcome.
Madam Esther. Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
mine is not a question per se. It's more of an inquiry. So
Okay.
I passed the professional exam last yet, but I'm here
Oh,
for the
congratulations.
love of knowledge. Yes, thank you, sir. For the love of knowledge
Oh,
and continuous learning. So I just want to ask Madam
yeah.
Esther if she has a community, like she has a community that she runs, or she knows of one that one can join, people of like minds for continuous learning and development like that, because it doesn't just stop with passing the exams. Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, Madam Esther, please, over to you. I love that question. That's beautiful. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Thank you. Congratulations to you for passing the exam. Another ACA added to the League of ACAs. So me, I teach. I just teach. I think Mr. Josiah is the person who has a community of people where they're like-minded and they share this thing. For now, me, I just teach. For now. Maybe later, but for now, I just teach.
Okay, thank you very much for answering that. And I'll connect with Mr. Godwin later so that we can be together in that same community. Thank you, ma, for answering that. All right, so let's go for Mrs. Maureen Chidima Obi. Please, Miss Maureen, please unmute and speak. After you, we have 2 more people, and that's it. Mrs. Maureen, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
evening, everyone. So, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Very loud and clear. Yes,
Okay,
please.
okay, please. For a first timer trying to register for skill level, so is it advisable to register all the courses in one sitting, or is it advisable maybe registering bit by bit? So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Exter, over to you, please.
Okay, welcome to ICANN. Like I said, please understand yourself. First off, before anybody tells you what to do, I know people who wrote 5, passed all 5. I know people who wrote 5, failed all 5. I know people who wrote 3, failed 2, or failed. To understand yourself. So me, when I came into skills, I came from ATS3, came into skills, I wrote 4 papers. Those 4 papers, I prepared very well for only 3. In fact, PM, I knew that I was going to fail PM because I didn't really prepare for it. And that was the first exam I was going to fail ever in my life. It traumatized me a lot. I could have just written my 3, but I went ahead to write 4. So I had to write 1 again, right, after deferring a diet. But coming into professional, because of the way I had to prepare for PSAF and CSME on the same day, I told myself I was not going to do it again, ever to myself. So what did I do? I just made sure that I pick papers that they don't fall on the same day. And that's why if you see my own breakdown for professional, it was CR, advanced audit, and case study, 111 on the 3 days. Then the next one, and I believe that if it's your first attempt, do more. So I tell people, if it's 5, write 3. First attempt, write 3. Don't write 2 to make you lazy. Write 3. So in case if anyone wants to fall, you will still know that you have 3 to write in the next diet, right? But don't write 2 first, right? So look at the timetable. I used to look at the timetable. Then I also pray, of course. I pray to God and ask for his direction. Then I look at the timetable and just look at it. I don't want to write. So I don't want to write 2 papers on a day. I know people who had written all 5 and they passed all 5. Glory be to God for their lives. The Lord is their muscle. But me, 2 papers in a day can never be me. So I didn't do it. So understand yourself very well. And I had a job at the time, very demanding job. I did not have study leave. In fact, I just got to hear that they used to give them study leave. I don't know what study leave was. It's my just a day to the exam. Or sometimes when I went to write my CR, I went to the office a day before the exam, and after my exam, I resumed back. So understand yourself first off, and then move on. That's it. That's my advice.
Thank you so much for those thoughts. Thank you very much. And I believe it resonates with what's her name now? Yeah, our colleague that asked the question. So let's go for Madam Joy very briefly. 1 minute, please, Madam Joy, go ahead, unmute your mic and speak. 1 minute.
Hello, good evening, sir. Good evening, Mother
Yeah,
Esther.
good evening.
Please,
It's nice to have you.
thank you, sir. The November is third time I'm sitting for AAA. But what is it that I'm the kind of person that theory is not funny for me when it comes to theory. And when I'm reading a AAA study pack, okay, I want to summarize each topic. For instance, I ended up writing all the full topic, all the full note inside. I'll look at my note. This is not longer a summary. It's a full note. And I don't know, it used to weigh me down. And to remember that topic, I'll not be jumping from left to right. And also for exam, when I go to hall, I don't know how to relate it to the scenario. When that question 1, I actually wrote that question 1, threat, this, that, I wrote it, but I didn't relate it.
I think I feel
Is she
you.
off?
Yeah, no,
Is
I
she
think
off?
she's done. I think
Okay,
she's done
she's
with her
done.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
totally
I'm here,
understand
sir.
you. I understand you and I see you. So what will I tell you? You
Sorry,
already
ma. She said she's not done. No.
Oh,
Sorry,
you're
ma,
not
she
done.
said she's not done.
I'm
I think
true.
I heard
I'm
that.
true. I'm
Yes.
true.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm
okay,
true.
okay, okay. Go ahead, Madam Esther. Please go ahead. Thank you.
All right, so I think that you've done one very major work, and that is understanding yourself, knowing you know that theory is a lot for you, right? You know theory is a lot for you. You cannot prepare the same rate that somebody that theory is easy for. You can't prepare at the same rate as them. You have to do more, right? So you have to do more. If you notice that um you overwrite the analysis of this thing, it's also very easy for you to do, right? When you notice you started doing that, call yourself back, come back to it. So
Okay.
I as I now, since you know that, oh, this one is a very big, it's theory and is a very big is a very big problem. By now I believe that you should have covered up to chapter 10. Yes, this is July. You should have covered up to chapter 10, because you know that even when you're writing it in your book, it's still very bulky. So you can still break it down again into another book. See, let's give it what it takes. No, then they say give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Give unto Icon what belongs to Icon. And let them leave you so they can let you go, right? So just do whatever it takes, right? So at this time, and you already have identified that, do you have anybody that you could read together, that, oh, maybe you know that this person has strength in theory? Meet the person and speak to the person. Please, oh, this is my issue. Don't be scared. Meet the person, and you guys should talk about it, and the person will help you out with it. So yes, that's my advice.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much for that. So let's go for Madam Stella, my good friend, Madam Stella. Please go ahead and unmute your mic and speak. The floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone.
She should put on her camera too, so we'll see her. So guys, this is the person that made us have this webinar. And so put on your camera so we can see you. You're the person that made me bring up this webinar. So put on your camera. Let's see you. Except if you're not in a place where, okay.
I don't know if you can hear me very well, because the voice is lagging, but I'll just go ahead. So I have 2 questions. The first one is this. You made mention of, you said, unlike in SFM or taxation, where the heading matters, it can give you at least 1 mark. For example, Adebayo and Co. computation of capital allowance, blah, blah, blah. So that one can actually give you 1 mark. But then you said in audits, what the examiners are concerned about is basically, the contents, what you have to, say regarding the question they asked. So the question, because I remember in the past, this May 2025 diet, I think out of the few questions, I attempted 5. So out of the 5, I think 1 I had to, involve heading just for, I don't know, I felt maybe it was going to give me mark, or better still, it was part of the requirements. So I want to know where and when we are expected to, introduce headings in our response. Then secondly, this past diet, someone I know who wrote but didn't pass, he made a statement which I don't believe, but then, out of anger and all of that, he said, this audit, even if you are in the field, or it's only theory, there's no how you can pass it, because these examiners, they just don't want to tell us what they really, really, really want. They don't want to tell us yet. So I don't know how to, like the man who spoke earlier, he said, why is it that the pathfinder always differs from the study pack? And I've noticed that too. It always differs from the study pack. So I just would love you to address these 2 basic points, and that is it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Stella. Finally see your face. We've only just been speaking via chat and voice notes. So putting headings only makes your work look better. It makes it look more arranged. So please use headings. So do everything that makes your work look arranged and neat. right? If it's headings that will do that for you, please do it. Some people, even in class, you see them, they'll bring red and blue biro. I used to laugh at them because you see, they'll use red biro to write dates and the topic, they'll use blue biro to write the remaining ruler. If that's what makes your work, I'm not saying carry blue biro and red biro in the exam. Please carry only blue biro or carry black biro, right? But arrange your work well, right? They might not give you answer marks for that, right? But it just helps you know exactly, it helps them know exactly what you're answering at the moment and what you're answering at the other time, right? Then your study text and your pathfinder can't be the same thing. It's not possible, because in your study text there was no scenario there. Now they were just speaking abstractly, they were speaking, it was vague. But now in the pathfinder, they have now given you a scenario that they want you to now link that their vague response, link it down. I've not spoken to an examiner before, but from my analysis of the pathfinders, right, from 2019 November, that's what I've noticed. You can't see that they will say exactly this is what they wrote in the pack. This is not, what's these people's exam? This is not ATS exam. ATS exam that there's short answer, there's objective. This is not ATS exam. This is professional stage. This is the last stage before they now call you. You now read oaths, and then you now start posting on LinkedIn and be disturbing all of us that you are now ACA. So they can't let you go that easily now. You have to show them that you are competent, you are up to the task. Yes, now, because you see the auditors' liabilities are even increasing every day. People are suing auditors for negligence and the rest. So they are trying to ensure that they are producing very good professionals, right? So your study pack and your pathfinder, it can't be the same, because they are not asking you what if, what is this, what is audit, what is assurance. They're not asking you that in your pathfinder. What they are asking you in your pathfinder is, this is a scenario, you are an auditor, what will you do in this scenario with everything you have learned? See, it's just like the Bible or the Quran, right? They said when somebody slap you on one cheek, you should turn to the other side, right? It might not be like they mean it literally, like if somebody slap you, means somebody do something to you that you probably don't like, don't react like. So when you now get to a real situation, right, somebody now maybe slaps you, oh yeah, apply what you have learned in the Bible or in the Quran, apply it now to this situation. C'est fini, lo baton. Apply it now. Everything you have learned in the study pack, 16 chapters, they've taught you this is what is going concern, this is what the auditors report. Okay, now another very good example, chapter 14 is reports, abi, reporting. And they've told you, oh, this is how you should write your report, this is how you should write your report. When you now see a question in your pathfinder that says, oh, write a report, will you now go and be writing a title, name of company XXXXX? They did not give us, because of course in your pathfinder, in your study pack, they wrote it now. They will not write the name of the company, or they will just pick one company, one random company. You have to relate it to your scenario and then move on from there. That's like that's how it's done, really. So please apply the knowledge. Application, that's what they're always complaining about. Application, we are not applying what we have learned. That's the problem. So once you apply what you've learned, you'll be good.
Thank you so much, Madam Esther. We appreciate that. Thank you. And I believe that resonates with my friend Stella on that. So, Mr. Victor, what do we have? We're already 15 minutes past our time. What do we have, Mr. Victor Taiwo? Are we done? I think we're done with the question and answer. What's the next thing, sir?
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. So it has been insightful so far. We've gone through a few questions. We've also taken some question and answers. I think we've dealt deliberately on questions, and Esther has been able to give us, what to look forward. So at this time, I think we can begin to draw the curtains. We can, take the appreciation and then the closing remarks. And if there's any other thing, we can communicate later.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. So Mr. Victor Taiwo is the brain behind the whole setting. You know, in every event, any webinar, you always have the brain behind it. So we really appreciate Mr. Victor Taiwo, a very good friend of our guest, Madam Esther Kintujoye, who came around, put everything together in his own way. And we really appreciate the way you did it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We appreciate you very deeply. All right,
Thank you
so I
very
would
much,
like
sir.
to, you're welcome. So as we come to the end of the webinar today, I would like to sincerely thank
Hello,
everyone.
please.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Mr. Gisa, is it possible to dictate your number to us? Like me, I want to have your number.
Oh, yes. Okay. I won't want to dictate it here, but
Okay.
yeah. So what we'll do is, how do I get my number across to you now? Are you in any of the platforms, maybe the AAAF platform or any of my learning platforms? WhatsApp, are you there, Mr. Korede?
No, I'm just joining, but the problem is that last day I saw your good work on YouTube, and I followed from chapter 1 to the end. It was so
Oh,
lovely, but
fantastic.
at the end of the day, I didn't pass it anyway. But not your fault. It's my fault. So, but I just want to have the number so that we discuss at length sometimes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, all right, let me dictate it. Our all professional colleagues here, so there's no issue.
I might dictate my number. You have it then.
Okay,
Maybe I
it's
should
fine. Let
give
me
you my
dictate
number.
mine. No, it's
Okay.
fine. I'll dictate it. We're all professional colleagues, so no issues. I don't have any security challenge. So 08032.
Okay. 32,
Are you there,
yes.
sir? Yeah,
Yes.
32889499.
Oh. 889499.
99. Yes, 08032889499. All right.
Yes, please.
Sarah Jiboye is asking. You're welcome, sir.
I've gotten it.
Sarah
Thank you.
Jiboye is. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Sarah Jiboye is asking how we can join the WhatsApp group. Okay, so you have my number now. Just chat me on WhatsApp and I'll add you up to the group. My number is 08032889499. And if you want Madam Esther's number, our guest, she's also an able tutor. I'm not a kind of tutor that hoards my clients or my candidates to myself. I don't tutor like that. So if I'm teaching you and my method does not resonate with you, I move you to another tutor. Now, publicly, I'll say it. I have two fantastic tutors I work with, and they are very good in AAAF and AAF. Number one is Madam Esther Kintujoye. She's a very good tutor. So publicly, I'm advertising her. If my method does not resonate, please move to her. My goal is you need to pass the paper. That's just my goal, not to stick with me, not loyalty. Move to her. Then number two, the next person is Mr. O.M. Amos. He teaches for ICANN Online Tutors. He's a fantastic tutor. He teaches SFM for his private brand and he does ICANN Online. He teaches for ICANN Online. He's a very good AAAF tutor, very good. These two people, I can recommend them anywhere, any day. So if you're writing the paper and maybe my method does not resonate, of course, there are some people it will resonate with, it will not resonate with people. Some people, I agree. So please seek help and pass the paper and come back and tell me I passed. This person helped me. I mean, that's all we need. So please, if you need her number, I've dictated mine. I would reach out. I'll give you her number. Just chat me on WhatsApp. I need Madam Esther's number. I'll give it to you. So please, our goal and our objective is to pass. She was so passionate when she saw one of us scored a very low score. And she was like, Josiah, let's help this lady. I need to help her. That's passion. And that's the goal. Not to get people to my platform and keep them, whether you're passing or not. Let me tell you something. There's always a pain. Of course, I recorded a massive pass on my platform. But when you reach out to me to tell me you didn't pass, I feel a pain. It's unexplainable. I always feel that pain. That I should have done something better. Now, what should I have done that I didn't do? And I begin to brainstorm. So please, those two tutors are fantastic. Madam Esther and Mr. OMMOS are fantastic AAAF tutors that can help you. So please go ahead and reach out to them. Reach out to me. I'll give you their contacts if you want to try them. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Korede, your hand is still up. You still want to say something? Would like to shut down. We were taking much time. Or is the whole old hand? Okay, thank you. Is the old hand. So I was saying, as we come to an end of this webinar, I would like to sincerely thank everyone for taking out time to join us. We had virtually almost 70 people I was going through, and it's massive. I trust that today's discussion has provided valuable insights into the ICANN May 2026 AAAF exam, particularly the examiner's expectations, the pitfalls, and practical exam techniques that can make a significant difference in your performance. So I would like to express my deepest appreciation to our distinguished guest, my good friend, Madam Esther Akintujoye, ACA, for honoring this invitation. Even though she wasn't invited, she is the brain behind the webinar, and also her good friend, Mr. Taiwo Victor, for generously sharing her knowledge, her experience, and practical insights with all of us. I also learned from that. So on behalf of everyone, on behalf of both of them, my professional colleagues, I will say thank you very much, Ma. On behalf of my professional colleagues that attended the webinar, all candidates of ICANN, want to say thank you, Ma. We are grateful. And to all participants, I encourage you not to allow today's session to end as just another webinar. Put what you've learned into practice. You see, there's a quote by Dr. David Oyedepo. He used to say, great meetings don't make great individuals. It's great actions. So what will you do after today? What will you do? Not just attending great meetings or the webinar was nice, she spoke well. Yeah. So what will you do? And that's the action point. You need to take responsibility and start acting immediately. So put what you've learned into practice. Remember, read the ICANN study text thoroughly, part of what she said. Practice past questions consistently under exam condition. Learn from the examiner's report and feedback. Develop excellent exam technique and believe yourself and believe the Almighty for wisdom and success. Like I always say, that knowledge without application produces little value. You see, it's the consistent application of knowledge that produces outstanding results. So for us and for those preparing for the November 2026 diet, our journey has only just begun. We remain committed to supporting you with quality lectures, study materials, mock exams, mentorship, and continuous guidance until you achieve your goal of becoming a chartered accountant. So I encourage you to stay connected through our WhatsApp platforms and every of our platforms on YouTube. You can follow Madam Esther on LinkedIn. I met her on LinkedIn. You can follow me on YouTube. This video will be posted on YouTube very soon, as early as tomorrow. You get the videos on YouTube to go over it again, listen to her thoughts, and where we can continuously share valuable professional resources. So finally, I wish every one of you the Almighty's wisdom, good health, favor, outstanding success in your preparation. So I sincerely look forward to celebrating your success when the November 2026 ICANN exam results are released. So thank you once again for your participation. And until we meet again, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing. Do have a lovely day, and God bless you all. Thank you very much, and bye for now.